Hello, let me introduce our portable microbe imaging scopes, mil-kin, right away. First, regarding the name mil-kin. In Japanese, mil means to see, and kin means microbe. This mil-kin is a new type of microscope utilized for motivating patients, changing behaviors, and enhancing communication with patients through the visualization of oral bacteria. Now, let me introduce the mil-kin C type. Thank you for your attention. First and foremost, according to WHO data, oral diseases are the most prevalent health condition worldwide. The staggering number is 3.7 billion people. With the global population at approximately 8.2 billion, this means over 40% of people suffer from some form of oral disease. This record was registered in the Guinness Book of World Records in 2001 as the world's most common disease, and we consider it a global challenge. Now, what about the situation in Japan? Let's examine the results of the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare's Dental Disease Survey. The graph on the left shows the frequency of toothbrushing. Surveys from 1969 to 2022 clearly indicate an increase in the number of times people brush their teeth. The graph on the right shows the percentage of people with dental caries. While the rate is decreasing for those under 35, it is increasing for those aged 45 and older. Next, regarding the frequency of toothbrushing and the percentage of individuals with periodontal pockets of 4 millimeters or more, we can see that this percentage is increasing across most age groups. While people visit the dentist if they experience pain like that from a cavity, they often don't go even if they have periodontal disease, a silent disease, because it causes no noticeable symptoms. This clearly demonstrates that periodontal disease is indeed a silent disease. So why are cavities and gum disease increasing even though people are brushing their teeth more often? We believe it's because patients are unaware of the existence of oral bacteria. They've never seen them. Therefore, we believe it's important for them to see their own oral bacteria and become aware of their presence. Now, before we proceed, let's look at the causes of tooth loss. The leading cause of tooth loss is periodontal disease, followed by dental caries. So let's examine the factors contributing to periodontal disease, the number one cause. First, there are 4 factors: microbial factors, host factors, environmental factors, and occlusal factors. The factors contributing to dental caries, the second leading cause, are microbial factors: tooth structure, saliva quality, sugar intake, and time. The common factor between periodontal disease and dental caries is the microbial factor. Therefore, our company focused on this microbial factor. We believe that visualizing and understanding these common microbial factors is essential for communicating with patients. It may sound exaggerated, but we consider understanding the microbial factor to be the secret to effective oral care. Until now, dental clinics have tried every trick in the book to make patients aware of the causes of periodontal disease and tooth decay, but for patients who don't see it as their own problem, the information just goes in one ear and out the other. They probably never dreamt that bacteria were actively moving around inside their own mouths. For example, if a dental hygienist thinks this person has areas they're missing when brushing, so let's try recommending TBI, and says to the patient, let's do some brushing instruction. The patient might think, brushing instruction? I brush my teeth every day and I use floss occasionally. Similarly, if a hygienist thinks I must recommend regular maintenance to prevent cavities and gum disease, and says please definitely come in for regular maintenance, the patient might think I just finished treatment and now I have to come back again. Furthermore, if you think let's also introduce floss and mouthwash, and tell the patient, they might think they're trying to sell me something. Have you ever felt that way? That's because patients think of the dentist as a place to go when you have pain or a filling falls out, essentially a place for treatment. You need to help them understand it as a place to visit for the preventive care after treatment that you want to recommend. That is the visualization of oral bacteria. For example, if you ask the general public what this white mass is, they typically think it's just food debris or dental plaque. However, this is precisely the microbial factor, the so-called microbial mass known as plaque, dental plaque, or biofilm. The device that visualizes the true nature of this white mass is our company's mil-kin. We'll cover the details later, but it's extremely compact, requires no tedious focusing, and uses your smartphone's camera function. This allows you to observe oral bacteria right at the chair side without moving the patient. Since it uses a smartphone, you can easily zoom in on the screen and record videos or take photos. What happens when we actually observe the white mass using the mil-kin tool? You can see the entire screen is white, indicating an excessive amount of plaque. The mil-kin C-type uses a single cover glass, allowing you to move the observation area. Now let's proceed with the observation. Clumps of plaque can be observed in the upper left and slightly toward the center. Just below them, elongated bacteria are visible. Additionally, while non-motile, elongated rods and slightly tapered spindle-shaped forms can also be observed. Furthermore, a vast number of oral bacteria are seen actively swimming throughout the entire field of view. Among those moving, countless bacteria can be observed spiraling or moving rapidly. Large spherical objects are also visible, and white blood cells can be observed as well. Now let's revisit the information we've been conveying to patients, keeping in mind Mehrabian's law. As you know, Mehrabian's law is a principle proposed in 1971 by Albert Mehrabian, a psychologist at the University of California, Los Angeles. Until now, we've been telling patients things like, there are lots of bacteria in plaque, and these bacteria cause periodontal disease. However, the linguistic information, the actual content of the conversation, only carries about 7% of the influence. Even though patients have never seen these bacteria, no matter how much we explain it verbally, for the patient, it remains an invisible, abstract concept. This is where mil-kin revolutionizes things. Mil-kin projects the existence of oral bacteria, previously conveyed only verbally, as powerful visual information in real time, right before the patient's eyes. Showing them once, this is the bacteria in your mouth right now, is more effective than saying there are bacteria 100 times. This is precisely the 55% of nonverbal information, following Mehrabian's law, that constitutes the most effective communication. Next, what happens in the patient's brain when confronted with this powerful visual information? This leads us to the other key concept, the aha moment. An aha moment is that instant of insight when previously disconnected information suddenly clicks into place, making you think, ah, so that's how it is. Neuroscience confirms that insights gained through this experience are deeply engraved in memory, accompanied by intense joy. Communication with patients using seeing bacteria is precisely a process designed to intentionally trigger this aha experience. First comes preconception. Patients think, I brush every day, so I'm fine. They may know about bacteria as knowledge, but they lack real understanding. It's the difference between brushing and actually cleaning effectively. Trigger. Next comes the shocking visualization. They observe their own plaque, collected with an interdental brush, using the seeing bacteria method. Seeing the countless wriggling microorganisms there shocks the patient. This, in my own mouth. Aha moment. Finally, the moment when the dots connect. In that instant, the dots we've been conveying, terms like causes of periodontal disease and missed spots, connect with the reality of the swarming microorganisms right before their eyes, forming a single line. This is how patients come to understand. So this is what the hygienist has been telling me all along. This powerful epiphany is the aha experience. It's the decisive moment when the necessity of oral care shifts from being someone else's problem to becoming their own personal concern. Patients who undergo this experience no longer brush simply because they were told to. They gain a spontaneous and powerful motivation. I brush because I want to get rid of these bacteria. The concept of the aha experience was first proposed by German psychologist Dr. Karl Buhler. In Japan, it gained widespread recognition when neuroscientist Kenichiro Mogi introduced it as the aha experience on television programs and elsewhere. This is the survey result from EMS Dental Clinic, which operates 11 clinics in Tokyo and Kanagawa. Simply checking plaque with mil-kin changes patients' awareness of the necessity for regular dental visits. Seeing their own oral bacteria in real time reveals that what they thought was missed plaque is actually a mass of bacteria. They also learn that the spaces between teeth are difficult to clean themselves. This helps them understand for the first time the need for regular professional dental care. As a basic introduction to the mil-kin C-type, we will explain the names and features of each component. First, this is the eyepiece lens. Next, what we call the specimen stage corresponds to the objective lens in a standard microscope. Combining this eyepiece lens and objective lens provides a magnification of 1000x, enabling observation of objects larger than 1 micron. Furthermore, this objective lens employs a fixed focus system, eliminating the need for tedious focusing adjustments. This is our patented technology. By utilizing LED illumination, we achieved energy efficiency, enabling operation with just 2 AA batteries. This eliminates the need for a power outlet, making it portable for use at the chairside, during visits, or in various locations. And this is the smartphone stand, where you place your smartphone. Now, regarding this mil-kin technology, its ability to enable immediate on-site observation has sparked expectations for its use across a wide range of fields, including dental clinics, food processing facilities, medical institutions, restaurants, and educational settings. As a simple testing tool, it was officially designated in 2019 under the new name Portable Microbe Imaging Scopes, JISB 7271, within the Japanese Industrial Standards, JIS, a national standard. Given this background, it has also been included in the Practical Training Manual of a dental university. This is the Practical Training Manual for the Department of Infectious Diseases and Immunology at Nihon University School of Dentistry. Additionally, mil-kin is also a recommended product by the Japan School Dental Association. Please visit the Japan School Dental Association's website for more information. Furthermore, dental fee calculations are now possible, allowing for the application of medical fee calculations totaling 227 points. This includes D017, bacterial microscopic examination of excretions, exudates, or secretions, Category 3, Other 67 points, and D026, Microbiological Examination and Judgment Fee, Category 7, 150 points. Note that 1 point in Japan's fee schedule is equivalent to 10 yen. So, how exactly does it appear in mil-kin? In this way, you can observe bacteria such as spirochetes, motile bacteria, and fusiform bacteria, as well as inflammatory markers like white blood cells and plaque deposits. At this stage, it is sufficient to simply inform the patient that the plaque consists of bacteria. However, some patients ask, is this bacteria good bacteria or bad bacteria? In such cases, we have prepared materials like this, and we would be grateful if you could use them as a reference. Now let's take a closer look at each one. First, let's start with fusiform bacteria. Fusiform bacteria are classified as one type of bacillus. They are a general term for bacteria that have a spindle-shaped form, with pointed ends and a slightly thicker middle section. Under a microscope, you cannot identify them as such and such bacteria. Here, I will provide a morphological and microbiological description. A well-known example of a fusiform bacterium is Fusobacterium nucleatum. Additionally, Tannarella forsythensis, part of the red complex, is also classified as a fusiform bacterium. Incidentally, these fusiform bacteria are non-motile. Next, regarding motile bacteria, if spiral-shaped spirochetes are observed, the most common are those belonging to the red complex, such as Treponema denticola. Additionally, motile bacteria like bacilli, represented by the orange complex, such as Campylobacter rectus, are a concern. For motile bacteria, please observe them in conjunction with basic periodontal examinations and detailed periodontal examinations. Incidentally, bacilli that have grown this long are sometimes observed. Bacteria exhibiting gliding motility in this curved form, resembling a seagull's wings, have been observed. Just thinking about something like this being in your mouth makes you want to brush your teeth or use mouthwash immediately. Next, we'll look at fungi, not bacteria. The video shows Candida albicans, the primary causative agent of oral candidiasis. This Candida albicans is characterized by its ability to exist in two forms, yeast and hyphal. Candida fungi are commensal fungi. Normally, as long as the balance between the oral bacterial and fungal flora and the host is maintained, Candida fungi are not considered pathogenic. However, in elderly individuals or patients with compromised systemic health, factors such as worsening underlying diseases, immunosuppression, and drug effects often overlap. This increases the risk of commensal fungi becoming pathogenic and causing oral candidiasis. Specific contributing factors include disruption of the bacterial flora due to long-term use of broad-spectrum antibiotics, local immune suppression caused by the use of corticosteroids, and immunodeficiency states. Finally, white blood cells, which are inflammatory markers. White blood cells protect the body from pathogens such as bacteria, and it is known that they are observed in greater numbers when inflammation occurs, such as in periodontal disease. In this way, by observing oral bacteria, fungi, white blood cells, and other elements, you can recognize that your interdental spaces are not being cleaned properly. Realizing that the culprits are oral bacteria and the like allows you to truly internalize the issue as your own. Furthermore, you can easily imagine why oral bacteria and the toxins they produce reach the entire body. By preparing these visualizations of oral bacteria and explanations, patients can finally understand the connection between oral bacteria and systemic diseases. Our company conducts educational activities for oral care, including practical training sessions at national institutions and universities, as well as collaborative initiatives with dental associations, health associations, private companies, and local governments. We sincerely hope that through the visualization of oral bacteria using the mil-kin C-type, people around the world will become aware of the existence of oral bacteria. We also hope they will quickly recognize the importance of preventive dentistry and the role of oral care in preventing systemic diseases.